So, Andrea, how did you have a big learning goal here. It seems rather large. How did you determine from your learning goal, how did you determine the objectives, those daily steps that'll actually lead to your learning goal?
Right. The learning goal is actually more of your standard. So it's going to use the language in the standard, which is tough language for these kids, but it's something that needs to happen over a period of 2 weeks. They're not going to master this in one day. That's a big learning goal. By deconstructing it, taking it apart, talking to my other colleagues, we decided, there's really 3 standards that you could teach, 3 different lessons, maybe even 5 lessons from this, and we need to take that apart and use it as an objective. So you'll notice key details, main idea, that portion of it, I decided it would be just one objective for the day. We're not going to talk about we may talk about nonfiction features, but we're not going to use that as part of the objective and what I want them to learn at the end of the day. So basic objective would be something like this, where you're going to be able to recognize the main idea, engage in collaborative discussion to build on other ideas. Simple.
Okay, so here's my question. I see the word recognize in your objective, but that word recognize wasn't in the main learning goal or from your standard. How did you come up with the word recognize to use that?
Right. So the main learning goal, you're going to see explain or determine. Those are middle or higher level words or vocabulary that you're going to see on the Bloom's taxonomy. So in order to achieve this, your objective may have lower level words like recognize, which is number 1. Okay, or identify, which would be number 1.
On the Bloom taxonomy.
On the Bloom's taxonomy. So we start with this, and it's a building step, building blocks to get to this.
Awesome.
Big goal.
We're going to go over a couple things. The first thing we're going to talk about is our learning goal. Our learning goal, yeah. Our learning goal. And then we're going to talk about the other thing, which is an objective. So the first thing I want to figure out is the difference between those 2 things. So I want you to do this with me. I'm going to say a learning goal is our long-term goal. Ready? Let's do that. A learning goal is our long-term goal. And our objective is our short-term goal. So before we get to our objective, though, I really want to make sure you have a good understanding of this. So let's do this together. I'll read and you be my echo. And Ms. Fuentes is going to help us with some hand movements to really stick it in our brains. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Here we go. I will be able to determine.
I will be able to determine.
Awesome. The main idea.
The main idea.
And the key details.
And the key details.
Explain how the key details.
Explain how the key details
Support. The main idea.
The main idea.
And use. Information. From nonfiction features. To understand. The text. Ooh, there's a lot in there, Ms. Fuentes.
That's a doozy.
Feel like it's a doozy, but whoo, do that with me. Woo! We're only going to do our short-term objective. So let's look at our short-term objective. It says, I will be able to recognize the main idea. So let's start with that. Be my echo. I will be able to recognize the main idea. Ooh, and engage in collaborative discussion. To build on each other's ideas. Nice. Does that sound something like something we could do?
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know. Miss Alyssa W., would you stand and deliver, sweetie?
The difference between a learning goal and the objective is a learning goal is like a big piece of pizza, and the objective is just a slice.
nice.
Just a slice. Does anyone want to add to that? Anyone like to add? Destiny, stand and deliver.
I'd like to add that the objective may take a week or even just a few days, and the big pizza is going to take a few weeks.
Big pizza is definitely going to take a few weeks. Can I clarify something for you? So the objective is actually something that you're going to do by the end of this lesson today. You know what? Let's teach that to our neighbors. Ready? Teach.
Nice. I like that. Did you want to add a little bit to it?
Me and my partner discussed that the objective is the parts that build up to make the pizza. So you need to take little parts at a time to build up to your learning goals. So those are like the little babies that become to a bigger person.
Nice.
The main idea. What do all these items have to do with each other? The big main idea. So I'm going to pull out all the little key details. But you're going to have to come up with the what?
Main idea.
The main idea. Clap once if you think you can. First thing. Are you ready?
Hiking stick.
Yeah. Say walking stick. Walking stick. I'm not going to pull it out. It pulls out and it's kind of hard to push back in, but you get it. It's a walking stick. Kind of helps you walk, you know, so you don't fall. Like it. Remember, this is a time where we're thinking inside of our heads. So no hands right now. I just want thinking. Just want thinking.
Coffee cup?
Cup?
Candy.
Cup. Cup.
Now, one second, I want you to notice, like at first when Ms. Fuentes pulled this out, you might have thought, oh, okay, I think I got the main idea, right? So you think that. But as we're moving along and she keeps pulling new things out, see if you're revising your thinking. You might be going, wait a minute, at first I thought it was this, but now I'm starting to think something else.
I like those are all the items. Okay? Inside this bag, I gave you all the key details. Now it's time, final revision, to share what you think the main idea is about all these items. Main idea, I'll stop right here, okay, but I want you to go over the main idea. Ready? Go.
I determined the main idea to be backpacking supplies.
Say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right, fantastic.
Excellent. Now, Ms. Fuentes, you know how we always like to check back in and make sure that we're headed in the right direction, right? Our objective, I heard someone say, it's kind of like steps, where it builds us to getting to the right place, right? Or it's a slice of the pizza. Well, how do we know if we're heading towards that whole pizza? I'm not really sure.
What does this have to do with this?
Yeah. And that.
Your itty-bitty what? Objective. And your big
Learning goal.
or big learning goal.
Wow.
Good question.
I'm just wondering, I mean, we did this and we watched all these things come out of the bag, so how does it all connect? Why would we do this? How does it relate to what we want you to know by the end of the lesson? How does it relate?
I think they're kind of similar because we all need to talk and agree with it, and if you don't, you can't start a conversation.
And when you say it, what do you mean it?
The main idea.
Agree with the main idea?
You need to talk with your peers because if you don't, you can't start a conversation with it, and if you don't talk about it, you can't learn from it.
Ooh, and part of our objective was to
Build on each other's ideas.
to engage in
Collaborative
discussion. Okay. Now, did you engage in collaborative discussion with this?
Well, kind of, sort of. We use those to make our ideas and talk with our peers and our partners.
Ah, I like that. Yes, you did. You did use all of this information. You did collaborate and have discussion. Very good. To come up with the
Main idea.
Someone want to add? Else would like to add to that, maybe? Anyone? Ashley, you want to stand in front of us?
It's like one part of it is actually one part of it, but it's just like it's plain. It's nothing to it. You just need to learn it, and then you need
When
to
you
go
say
to
it, what do you mean?
the main idea, and then you go to the learning goal and you do it more scholarly.
Oh, when you do it more scholarly. What do you mean by scholarly?
That means like you do it more efficient and you don't really need help anymore. You got it.
And this part that we did, what part would this be?
That would be the objective, helping you figure out the main idea.
Helping you figure out the main idea. So by doing that activity, we could do what then?
The learning goal.
The learning goal later on. Ooh, I like you. Let's give her a firecracker.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, it's always good to stop
Very
along
good.
the way, because these are like our steps and our maps. If we're taking a hike, we want to make sure we're headed in the right direction towards that big pizza pie, right?
Yeah.
Pizza pie. Say it with me, where are we going to? Pizza pie.
of our learning goal?
The nonfiction features helped us figure out what the text was about.
Ooh. And why is that part of our learning goal?
Because our objective is to engage in collaborative discussions, so we can connect our ideas, and that's one step closer to getting our language right.
What do you think, Miss Tess? Oh wow, let's give her a roller coaster. Nice job.
Now,
Impressive.
Yeah. Can anybody else say that for us? Just in your own words and how you connected all of this. How did doing all that stuff we just did on this text help us get this slice of pizza? Help us chew that up and, you know. What do you think? Ashley, you want to give it a try?
I think it helped us because
But could you even say what it is? What was it?
the
that we
main
did?
idea, the text helped us with the objective because we recognized all of the key details for the main idea, and we talked with our partners about it. We did collaborative discussions, and we built on top of each other's ideas.
Nice. And then one more piece. Can you connect that slice of pizza back to the whole pizza pie over there?
Because some parts we found even nonfiction features.
We did.
So we still did the objective, but in part of the learning goal at the same time, and with the key details and explaining.
Excellent. And did that help us be able to determine the main idea? Did all of that help us be able to go back to trying to determine the main idea?
Yeah.
It did. Awesome. Great. Wonderful.
Let's give her a bullseye.
Yeah, bullseye.